guys, welcome to episode 41 of Notable Needlework. I am Kate, Notable Needle, N-O-T-E-A-B-L-E, on Ravelry, on Plurk, and on Twitter. The blog, if you're watching this on iTunes, is at notableneedlework.blogspot.com. We are on iTunes, and there is a Ravelry group, Notable Needlework Podcast, that you should join and introduce yourself and say hi. It has been a very long week. Productive, but long. It is still finals week, and by week I mean 2.5 weeks. But I'm done a week from tomorrow, and I'm more than halfway done with my finals, so I'm happy. And despite all that, I still have managed to get a lot of knitting and crocheting done. So the first thing that I have done is the hat for my sister-in-law Rachel for Christmas, which is just the, I think it's organic hat pattern. It's Lion Brand organic cotton in the mocha colorway. I have another hat of the same pattern done, and I can't say who it's for. It's for my Mommy Needs Yarn holiday swap partner, but I think she's gonna like it. And this is same pattern, same yarn, but the pistachio colorway. Other finished object, and I actually got to show this to the recipient today, which is how I measured the buttons on it. But it is the lined beanie with the optional beard, and it now fits funny on me because it fits him right. There. Anyways, it fits him right as far as the beard position and stuff like that, but it doesn't really fit me. Anyways, so it is the lined beanie pattern by the lovely Heather from Highland Handmaids and the Fiberista Files. And I did it out of Vanna's Choice, just acrylic yarn, because I'm not sure how well the boy can take care of wool and stuff like that. In just purple and gold LSU colors, which is of course incredibly appropriate given the fact that they're going to the championships. And what I did on the lining is I put a little button so that the beard can be buttoned on and off, because really it's not that comfortable to just sort of have on. I think I just put it on backwards. Oh well, I'll fix it later. But the hat turned out super cute, and Michael's reaction to getting it was hilarious. There were no words, especially since he had shaved off the beard this weekend because he went to, they had a dinner for all the people who got scholarships, and he figured that he should probably shave it. I told him that he just should have trimmed it, but so he was happy to see that he has a replacement beard now. And the other finished objects, I know 4, is a test knit that I'm doing. This is the It's a Breeze scarf and shawl pattern. And it is super long. This is just out of Patton's Classic Wool in the Wedgwood colorway. And right now, it's a nice, really, really long scarf. But the lovely thing about this pattern is that you can stretch it out. I feel like mine doesn't stretch as much as it's supposed to, I'm not sure why. I think it's just me though, because no one else seems to be having a problem. I think it's just me. But it's a nice quick little pattern. It just uses about 200 yards of worsted. She's also testing the pattern in a sport weight and a fingering weight. And it looks cute, and this will be a nice Christmas present for someone on my list, and I haven't decided who yet. Speaking of test knits, I have works in progress. Go figure. The first is another test knit, and it's really cloudy outside, so I'm not sure how well this is going to show up. But this is one of a set of socks inspired by some of the characters from the Lord of the Rings series. Mine is Gandalf. I don't know if you can see the cables, but I'm doing my first repeat of the chart. It's got a pretty cabled pattern that almost kind of looks like rings, but right now I just have two lonely little X's on each side of the sock. Yeah. And the only photos that I have are on the pattern, and I'm not posting the pattern because with the amount of work that she's putting into them, they're not going to be free. I can guarantee that. They're not going to be free. The patterns are amazing, and I am very glad that I got to knit them. Again, this is the Gandalf sock, and I am knitting it out of Woolly Wonka Fibers, the Ceridwen sock, Ceridwen sock. It's 100% superwash merino in the Ganymede colorway. And I'll post everything in the show notes, or you can find me on Ravelry and look at the project page for it. I like how it's turning out. I was a little scared because it is more like a semi-solid, that the cables wouldn't show up well, and it took me like 2 days to do the ribbing because I initially did it on a size 2 because that's what I made gauge with, and I'm doing the larger size of the sock, and usually her patterns run, the smaller is a 64, the larger is a 72. These ones are 80-88, because the cables do make the fabric pull in a lot more, and there's not stretch for it. But with the ribbing, it was excessive. I could get them over my knees, and I do not have small legs. So I switched and I did the ribbing individually on size 1 double points, and then transferred them to the size 2 to do magic loop 2 at a time, because otherwise I'm not finishing the second sock. I've learned this about myself. Fortunately, the pattern really does lend itself to magic looping. For one thing, it's the same on both sides, and then, you know, you'll just be working back and forth to do the heel flap, and then it continues, so you're not breaking up the pattern at all. But it's pretty. I'm looking forward to seeing how this winds up working up. I really like the yarn. I'm just hoping that it shows the stitches enough for the designer's needs for pictures and everything. But I think it's pretty. My other work in progress is the I Heart Lace shawl. It's getting larger. This is becoming my purse knitting, because it's just a stockinette shawl for another, I think I counted last, I've only got like 10 more rows before I start the actual lace edging. But I also don't have a lot of purse knitting time because I'm not going to school that much, because I sort of go and take my final and then go home. There's not a lot of waiting around. But I think I'm at like 111 stitches on each panel, and I want to get to 121. So about 10 more rows. And this is out of the Volmiza. It's a weird different colorway. I think it's originally the Neptune Dark color. I love the way the fabric feels. I love knitting with it, and I can totally understand why people love it. I definitely like it. I want to get my hands on more. I have another skein, and I may actually know what I'm knitting with it, but I'm waiting till after Christmas. And this is Christmas knitting for my mom. On a mildly related note, I was talking to my mom today, and she asked me what one of my Facebook statuses meant, and I figured that she meant... No, I'll go into that more in nursing, because I have like 2 more things that have to do with knitting, and then I'll move to the nursing school stuff. Anyways, one knitting thing. This is going to be part of my Mommy Needs Yarn swap package. She does not know who she is, so I'm not going to say her name. But I have this, I have homemade fudge, and I have handmade stitch markers that are going with her. So I am excited about that, and I'm planning on taking a picture of it before I send it in case something happens. But let's just say there's not a lot of warm places between here and where it's going to, so hopefully it shouldn't be a problem. Other knitting thing, I wanted to say thank you to Strickland66, who is one of my friends on Ravelry and on Plurk, who gifted me the Payama? I have no idea how to pronounce it. It's a absolutely beautiful shawl pattern, and I am very thankful to get it. It was on my wish list, and she wanted to wish me a Merry Christmas, so thank you. I appreciate it. I had originally put it on my wish list in the idea that I would use the pattern for the other skein of Volmiza that I have, the Dark Magnolia. But seeing how the projects look with highly variegated yarns, I think I'm going to wait till after Christmas and see what winds up under my tree, because I think that a very variegated yarn would be absolutely gorgeous in it. Not that I don't want to knit with the Volmiza, but we'll see. So, yay! I'm excited about that, and I love it. I'm looking forward to knitting it. So that's it for knitting. Nursing school, it's finals week, and unfortunately I did the grade calculations before my exams just because I could. That was probably a bad idea, because as it turns out, it does not really matter what I make on my exams, my grade is not going to change. Short of me not showing up to the exam, which means you automatically fail the class, I'm going to get A's in my classes. None of the exams are a very large portion of the grade, which is a nice feeling. I had a final this morning, and it's what my mom was confused about. We take ATI exams, which are modeled after the NCLEX, which is the exam that you have to take to get licensed as a nurse. Well, as an RN, a registered nurse. So it's on the computer, and it's really, really hard. We will be having them for every single one of our classes, the big theory classes. So this semester, foundations, next semester, psych and OBGYN, And then we'll have it for geriatrics, we'll have it for adult health, we'll have it for pediatrics, and I think we have it for community health. I don't think we have it for leadership. I think it's just community health that we have it for. But it's to help us prepare for that. So we took that this morning, and it counted not as our final for the class, but as part of the grade for the class. And there are, well, technically I think there's 4 levels, but level 0 doesn't count. But there's 3 levels of the ATI, where you have to have a level 2 or above to pass the class. So we took ours today, and I got a level 3, so I'm very happy. But I posted something about getting a level 3 on my ATI, and then I had a little smiley face. At some point later in the day, my mom calls and asked me what I got a level 3 on my ATI (minus capital D) meant, which made my day. And I was laughing for a bit about that. I love my mom. So she now knows that if you look sideways at certain things, it looks like smiley faces. So love my mom. I really do. It's just been a good day. After we took the exam this morning, my clinical group and I went to the Original House Pancakes and had brunch. For most of us it was breakfast because we hadn't eaten because the exam was at 8, so we all got there at like 7:30. I had breakfast beforehand, so I just sort of ate off everyone else's plates. But it was a lot of fun, and then the guys went off and the girls we found a gag gift shop, and we're having loads of fun in there. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I love my clinical group. If it were up to me, we would have the same one every semester. I actually already know that can't be the case because they randomize us, so hopefully our group next semester is as awesome as this one. But yeah, that's about it. It is super cloudy here. I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow, but the weather's been going up and down. It was a high of like almost 70 today. Yeah. So we're just here studying for finals. That's really about it. And packing a little bit for going back home. And of course having the fun discussions about what we're going to do if we do wind up going back to California for Will to go to graduate school and live with my mom. Which I'm actually excited about, because we all kind of know that Will's getting into Caltech. It's not the living with my mother that I have a problem with, it's the figuring out what is coming with us and what is going to be sold at a vastly discounted price. Like the washer and dryer, and pretty much all of our furniture. We were having a conversation about it last night, and comparing the cost of renting the storage unit thing, it's like Pods, but it wasn't Pods that we used. But it's one of those like self-storage unit that you fill up and they drive across the country. Comparing the price of that versus buying just the furniture that we will need there, and that's making a lot more sense, especially since there's an IKEA within 10 miles of my mom's house. So I think that's what we're going to wind up doing, which, if we can help it, we're gonna just have what we can fit in our cars. So maybe shipping some other stuff. But I mean, as far as clothes, a lot of it we can give to Goodwill. There's not a whole lot that we really need. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's really about it. It's just studying for finals, and I have zero incentive to study. But I'm going to anyway, because regardless of the effect that it has on my grade, I don't like going into an exam without having prepared. I just kind of wish that it was a week from tomorrow. Like now. That would be cool. Anyways, I'm going to stop blathering and attempt to get some studying done. We'll see how well that works. Or I'll try and get to the lace border of the shawl. Whichever one comes first. I should actually probably cast on Will's socks. Or one of the other really easy patterns, because I'm going to my knitting group tomorrow. I don't think 10 rows of the stockinette shawl are going to last for 2 hours. So yeah, hopefully y'all are having a good week, and if you are also going through finals, good luck, and if you're not, send your prayers towards those of us who are. Bye guys.